So how long is church at the Rock? Now, I've been to a lot of churches, and the church that I started in years ago had hour and a half to 2 hour services, and the preaching would usually be an hour to an hour and 10 minutes, and that was pretty long. There's other churches in town that I know that All Nations, they can go 2, 3, 4 hours. I know that most churches tend to hang around that hour and a half mark, and some get it down to an hour and 15. I had no idea that a Pentecostal church service could happen until I went to River Valley Church in Minneapolis with Rod Ketterling. 1 hour. Church services at the Rock is 1 hour. Why 1 hour? Because I believe, a number of reasons. I believe that when you take a service and you boil it down and leave the best, the people walk away having heard more. And I want to get as much into people as we possibly can. And I think that these longer sermons and these longer services that we have in too many churches, in some churches, is that the preacher will preach 5 sermons instead of just one. And what I mean by that is he just goes so many different topics that people don't walk away with remembering what he wanted them to remember. And I think that I don't enjoy, there's not too many people that I want to listen to for an hour a week. And I heard a guy say one time that not all preachers can be good, but all preachers can be short. And so I may not always be good, but I promise you people, I will always be short. And hopefully, and it's easier for a preacher to preach an hour than it is for a preacher to preach, 25 minutes. And just so that you know. And hopefully as we do that, what happens is by having a shorter worship time is we want to give the people that come to the Rock an intimate, inspirational time of worship. And so we want to go right to that moment and have them engage God. Now, when I was young, I loved long, long worship. Matter of fact, if the praise and worship leader just kept on going and you had 2 hours of worship and never even preached, that really meant that God moved in my adolescent mind. But I would rather have 20 good minutes of worship where most of the crowd touches God than have a 45 minutes of worship where 30% of the people really touched God and 70% of the people got aching feet and wanted to sit down. I want to meet people right where they are. Now, if you're a mature Christian, hopefully you're worshiping at home. Sunday morning should not be your only worship time. And so we're going to celebrate, we're going to worship hard, we're going to touch the heart of God, and then we're going to move on right into His Word and try to make it approachable for wherever you're at with the Lord. Now, those are the spiritual reasons for why we have a 1 hour service. The real reason why we have a 1 hour service is at the Rock, we really like coffee. And when you come to the Rock, you're not going to get a 6-ounce little coffee cup that you might get at some churches. No, you're going to get a 16-ounce cup of fantastic coffee. And you're going to put it in your big movie theater coffee seat, and you're going to drink it, and you're going to be so excited for church because you're going to be zoning on caffeine. Now, if we had a 2-hour service and gave you really good coffee to have in the service, that would just be cruel and unusual. And I'm drinking a lot of coffee too, and I'm going to have to go to the bathroom before that time. And so the real reason why at the Rock we have short church services is because we just think it would be mean to give you coffee and then have a long service. And we don't want to be mean at the Rock. We want to be nice. See prior post about are the people at the Rock friendly. Lord bless you. I hope to see you in church on Sunday.